China outlines pathway for lunar and deep space exploration. China has laid out its pathway for robotic and crewed lunar and deep space exploration, with a number of missions building towards a permanent moon base. 3 upcoming robotic missions will set in place landers, orbiters, relay satellites, and test key technologies needed to begin construction of China's International Lunar Research Station, ILRS, in the 2030s. Welcome back to the Space Gaze. Before we proceed, kindly subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to stay updated when we release new videos. Without further delay, let's dive in. While China is now planning a short-term crewed lunar landing mission before the end of the decade, ILRS will initially be a robotic base that will be permanently habitable after 2035. China is currently working towards launch of the Chang'e 6, 7 and 8 mission in the coming years to set the stage of the larger moon base initiative. Senior space official Wu Weiren told China's Central Television, CCTV, after the conclusion of the 4-day United Nations/China Global Partnership Workshop on Space Exploration and Innovation in Haikou on the island province of Hainan on November 24. Chang'e 6, a backup to the successful 2020 Chang'e 5 lunar sample return, will attempt to collect up to 2 kilograms of material from the South Pole Haikou Basin on the lunar far side in 2026. The landing is expected to take place at a similar latitude to the 2019 Chang'e 4 landing in Von Karman crater due to engineering constraints. A new lunar relay satellite will also be launched to facilitate communications with missions targeting the vicinity of the south pole of the moon. Chang'e 7 will launch around 2026 and consist of an orbiter, lander, rover, and mini-flying detector to study the lunar topography, material composition, and environment, with the latter spacecraft to look for the presence of water ice. The mission will aim to investigate permanently shadowed areas at the lunar south pole, and both the US and China have overlapping target landing areas in the region. We hope that Chang'e 7 will use its hopping detector to investigate 1 or 2 of those craters and find out whether there is any water inside. Wu said. Chang'e 8, currently scheduled for launch around 2028, will be an in-situ resource utilization and 3D printing technology test mission. The infrastructure launched as part of these missions will serve as a basis to support the larger ILRS initiative. China is also now working towards a crewed lunar landing before 2030. The mission would use 2 launches of an under-development new generation crew launch vehicle to send 3 astronauts to the moon, seeing 2 of them set down on the surface for around 6 hours. The requisite spacecraft and lunar lander are in development. ILRS will see 5 launches across the early 2030s to put in place in-orbit and surface infrastructure for energy, communications, in-situ resource utilization, and other technologies. These missions will require the lifting capability of the planned Long March 9 super heavy lift rocket, which officials recently announced has undergone changes in its design to make it reusable. Earlier plans would see the Long March 9 rocket be expendable. The South China Morning Post also reported that Wu stated China was working on a new system that uses nuclear energy to address the moon station's long-term high-power energy demands. Wu has been a strong advocate of such technologies to fuel space exploration, including missions to the edges of the solar system. In August, a megawatt-level reactor designed by the Chinese Academy of Sciences passed a key review. Unveiled in St. Petersburg, Russia in June 2021, the plan envisions 5 missions named ILRS 1 through 5, focusing respectively on energy and communications, research and exploration facilities, in-situ resource utilization, general technologies, and astronomy capabilities. We prepare to work with other countries to build the International Lunar Research Station and appeal to them to join hands with us in conducting the designing and surveying and the subsequent scientific data sharing. We hope to finish building the ILRS by 2035, and we also hope it will grow to be a national mega science project, Wu said. China's current partner for the endeavor is Russia, which pledges to integrate its planned lunar missions into the initiative as well as contribute with super heavy lift launcher missions. China declared its openness to international partnerships for ILRS and deep space missions at the International Astronautical Congress, IAC, in Paris in September. But Russia was not mentioned in the plans. The omission of China's main partner was likely due to sensitivity to the fallout from Russia's invasion of Ukraine. But the situation poses a dilemma for China in its attempt to broaden its cooperation. Wu also reiterated China's plans for a near-Earth asteroid sample return mission, Mars Sample Return, sending twin probes to opposite ends of the heliosphere, a mission targeting Jupiter and Uranus, and a planetary defense test. The latter asteroid deflection mission will include both a survey spacecraft and impactor. Wu said, targeting an object with a diameter of about 30 meters, earlier revealed as 2020 PN1. Wu also hinted at even grander plans. In the next 15 years, I think we should start preparations for sending human beings to Mars, and we should leave Chinese people's footprints on the moon. Wu said, what's next for China's lunar exploration plans? China is starting to become a force in space exploration. Its main focal point of lunar exploration has started bearing fruit, with several successes, including a sample return mission, and the first ever craft to land on the far side. So what's next for the lunar exploration program? Establishing a research base may be on the cards, but the country doesn't just plan to stop at the moon. They are looking far beyond. Recently, China hosted the China-UN Global Partnership Workshop on Space Exploration and Innovation, where Wu Weiren, the head of China's lunar exploration program, gave an interview to CGTN, one of China's state-owned news agencies. In it, he detailed the next steps of the lunar exploration program. There are plenty of other places that no human or robot has gone before, and China hopes to add some of them to its list of firsts. One of the longer-term goals of the country's space exploration efforts is an asteroid return mission, similar to what Japan achieved with the Haikou missions. In China's view, understanding the composition of asteroids is key to defending from them, pointing out that the UN listed an unexpected asteroid impact as the #1 extinction-level threat to humanity. The world's biggest country is vested in ensuring that doesn't happen. Beyond the asteroid belt, China plans to enact a sample return mission from Mars, as well as visit the outer reaches of the solar system. Details of both still need to be fleshed out, but a sample return from Mars would tread where some ongoing missions are actively going. One to the edge of the solar system would be novel, unless you consider the Voyager craft that launched almost 50 years ago. Following in other agencies' footsteps could also lead to cooperating with them, which was another point that Mr. Wu stressed in his interview. To help build up the research base on the moon, China is looking to coordinate with other spacefaring agencies in the Briseas, Brazil, Russian, India, China, and South Africa countries, as well as others in the Middle East and Europe. Notably absent from the press release was a mention of the other major power in space, the U.S. Deteriorating relations between the two countries could be responsible for the oversight. However, many missions detailed in China's plan, such as a lunar research base and Mars sample return mission, are also explicit goals of NASA. The timelines for each mission would still put NASA firmly in the lead when it comes to completing any of them first. But they do leave open the possibility of another, less high-drama, space race in the not-too-distant future. That's all I have for you guys for today. If you like watching this video, please make sure to click the like button, subscribe to our channel, and click the bell icon so that you may be notified when we upload a new video. Thanks for watching.